neat things, Joel, and you see this closer to your team that you're working, is being an independent agent. We have a multitude of carriers that we can shop with. I think that would be important to kind of share with folks how we're able to do that versus captive writers.
That's the beauty of who we are at Lemon Mohler is as an independent agent. We've always operated with multiple companies, multiple contracts, and admittedly, we've always had the market capacity for just about anything. Several years ago, I wrote a house on Cat Island, and we couldn't even do that now if we wanted to.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I think, one thing, as Mark said, with the losses as they've kind of compounded and as these carriers have started to shift, what we're seeing here on the Gulf Coast is that our market share was mainly made up of non-admitted companies.
That's right.
And not admitted companies. And so really the difference between them is pretty stark. Admitted companies are backed by the state and the insurance commissioner and his guarantee fund, and they're capped on their changes and when they can make those changes to rate. Non-admitted companies can come in here and pretty much call roughshod. They can adjust the sales tomorrow, they can leave tomorrow, and there's really no penalty for doing so. And unfortunately, I think that I would probably guess about 60 to 70% of the Gulf Coast market share is non-admitted companies, and here we are, those folks and those customers are seeing massive rate swings above 18% caps because of the market that we live in.
You throw on top of the supply and demand issue and the capacity that you talked about, Mark, we're also dealing with double-digit inflation and supply chain issues, cost of materials, and most importantly, whenever we have an issue of a hurricane down here, that's only compounded by the demand surge that roofers want to charge and contractors want to charge when everybody needs repairs. So the double-digit inflation is causing big problems as well as we start looking at pricing for our customers.
We've almost seen effectively in this cycle 2 rate increases, both the dollar rate increase and then the valuation increase on the building because of the cost of building materials. So we have customers that have been with us for a long time, and admittedly, we haven't looked at their valuations since we originally wrote them. And now we've got $100,000 valuations that are doubling at the same time that they're taking an 18% increase. And so it's a little bit harder to swallow than expected.
So what about those customers that have flood insurance and the new Flood 2.0? You want to talk about how we've seen that roll out?
It's interesting that we're seeing rate increases right now to property insurance at the same time that the Flood Insurance 2.0 is getting ready to come out. It's just started in April 1 of this year. It's just kind of running side by side, but they have nothing to do with each other from a rate increase perspective. The Flood 2.0 rate increases are coming from legislation that was input by Congress and Senate, and rate increases on property is coming from reinsurance and lack of capital in the marketplace like Mark mentioned. So they are both running at the same time with plans of massive rate increases that are going to impede our whole community.